Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we will be doing the monthly message with the totem animal cards. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and I'm so looking forward to connecting with you and the message that I received today from the animal medicine cards. Just to show you, for the month of June, we have the bat. Now, the bat is one of the most significant totem animals, basically, for regeneration. The bat is also a gentle reminder. When the bat appears in your spread, it's generally telling you it's time for a rebirth. And you might go, what's a rebirth, Raylene? Well, a rebirth is letting go of the old and welcoming the new. So it's like a part of you dying off, an old aspect of you. It might be an old belief pattern. It might be an old aspect of you that you now no longer need to have in your current soul's journey. So when the bat appears in the card, and the bats are very ancient times, the bats have been actually very highly, respected and highly, it's always been a very symbolism for a lot of different cultures. The bat is that gentle reminder of, we have transition happening now. This is out with the old and in with the new. So it's a new beginning, rebirth, regeneration. So there's a whole lot of beautiful things the bat reminds us. So for the month of June, I think what the bat's saying is, welcome the new beginnings, welcome the transition, welcome the death of the old part of you, and work towards what's coming for you. So it's allowing you to be in that beautiful space of regenerating, recreating, refiguring who you are, and no longer holding on to the old patterns that no longer serve you. So what I love about the animal medicine cards and the totems within the cards is that even when I first bought my deck, it was amazing, and I've had them for many, many moons. I actually I can't explain it. Like, yes, with every deck of cards, every tarot deck, and all these wonderful decks that are out there, I actually have found, when I first got my deck, I didn't even read the context of the book, to be honest. Obviously, to respect the creator of the deck and the book, I did eventually go over it, but it comes down sometimes not so much to what's written as being symbol, the important aspect of the symbol. It is also intuitively knowing and allowing the message from just even connecting with the card and the particular animal. So what I often do in my mind's eye is I imagine, as I'm talking to you now, I can see the bat and I can see it in its glory. And I have had the pleasure of having many bats in my roof at one time, or in my house at one time. So, and I mean, a lot of bats. So that's a story in itself. But what I found as, bats have this amazing ability to be somewhere, and also, like, I learned this when I had all these bats in my home, but they fly and they will never hit you because they have this amazing sonar that kind of like lets them know when something's too close or it's a danger to them, or it's amazing. And I give you an example. At the time where I was living, I had these bats, and I used to always feel like someone was watching me, and I would go, what? Why do I feel like that? I mean, I'm a medium clairvoyant, so say no more. There's always someone with me and always someone, watching me, no doubt. But I really had this really strong sense of something just out of the ordinary, just watching me. And so as it was, and obviously bats like to sleep during the day and come out of the night. And so I had several bats. I actually had almost a colony of bats in my home. And one night I was sitting down watching TV with my youngest, and I walked out to the veranda to do something. I think my son was watching a show, and all of a sudden I happened to look up, and here was this bat, but I didn't know at the time it was a bat. I actually thought it was a bird, and I've gone, oh, and I didn't want to frighten my little fella at the time because he was younger. young Ben, and all of a sudden I just said, I opened the door thinking, okay, well, if it's a bird, we'll find it, it'll fly around for a bit and then fly out. Well, it didn't. So I discreetly called my son out, and he didn't even notice. He was so focused on the TV, and because the bat was so high up in the roof, up near the fan, and so anyway, he come out and he's gone, what is it, Mum? I said, well, I don't know. So hence to say, I've had my own beautiful experiences with bats, but I also learnt a lot by having one very close in proximity. So they're an amazing animal, and the message I think that we're all getting from the bat for the month of June is that, this is a time of rebirth. This is a time of renewal. This is a time of, regeneration. And, you may say, well, how's that going to work with me? There's so much going on outside in the world. But the bat is also a reminder of it not being an external thing. It's more being internal. So that rebirth, that rebalancing, that regeneration is actually happening on our inner level. So, and often people say to me, Raylene, when you go through a rebirth, what do you expect? What should I expect? What could happen? Well, it's like anything. When we let something go, sometimes it's a little bit hard. Sometimes we feel frustrated. Sometimes we feel sad. Sometimes we feel happy, It doesn't always have to have a negative aspect to it. But it's always good to also, be pro-creative in how you're going to regenerate and how you're going to re-identify yourself and how you're going to allow yourself to emerge into this beautiful new aspect of who you will be. So when the bat appears, let's say, look on a grander scale, apart from us personally, let's look at the universe at large. What's the bat reminding us of in the month of June? Well, it does indicate a lot of new beginnings, something has to die off, a rebirth. So in the consciousness, what that's saying is that, we are going to go through some transition. We are going to come into a time where there are a lot of new beginnings. There are a lot of new things happening, and, the old systems, old, things that are not serving us or not serving the cosmos or the universe is going to be shifting. So there's a lot of beautiful things happening. And I think, if anything, the main message is we are in a cycle of rebirth in the month of June, whether it's you personally going through that rebirth or whether it's the universe at large going through a rebirth. And I can personally say, I know through the connection and Spirit's guidance and love and clarity that I get, I can definitely feel that this is the month where, we do start to feel much lighter. There is a beautiful energy emerging. But like any rebirth, like any new beginnings, it takes time to become familiar with that. When people are in troubled times, they get so familiar with that troubled energy. So when things become a little bit lighter and a little bit easier, it becomes a little bit difficult because you go, well, hang on, is this real or not real? Is this right or what's going on? So the big question marks come in. So if anything, I'd love to say to you, I think the bat's message today and for the month of June is just reminding us to really trust, trust our intuition, trust your own inner guidance, trust your soul. Your soul will never take you down a path that you're not ready for. And I think, the bat is just saying, we need to rebirth. We need to start again. We need to have this beautiful new beginning now. We need to, regenerate and start looking to the future and start changing things that aren't working now. So for the greater good, I know that the bat is definitely working its magic, and that's what I love about the totem animal messages. Is that when I do the cards prior to doing my video for you, I just feel this sense of, oh wow, the animal kingdom connecting, and we learn so much from all the creatures around us, greater, larger, smaller, in between. Every animal has its energy and its message and its little symbol for us. So I do hope that today you've enjoyed, the message of from the bat, the rebirth, the new beginnings, regeneration, letting go of the old. You know, you may want to do something in a ceremonial way to let go of the old. You might want to write down some of the old patterns or old beliefs or old things that are not serving you now. You might want to write on a piece of paper and do it in a ceremony and burn it, and you know, and purify it that way. So find a way to work with how the bat's message is being channeled to you. What's the best way to work on your rebirth? And also welcome the new beginnings that will happen around you. Yes, it may feel strange, and yes, it won't always be what you imagined it to be, but you know, sometimes change and new beginnings are wonderful. So I hope you have the most beautiful day. Thank you for watching my channel, and please feel free to subscribe. And I look forward to catching up with you next month, the month of July.